I'm on mute, just realized it. What's up, everybody? Just wanted to get this video out quick. We just came back from Kayak Adventure Series, but I never gave you guys the Lake Tillery Bass Nation qualifiers. So just to go over this one real quick, water temperature was 68. I think by midday it was about 70. This was rain in the morning, pretty cold. I think air temperature stayed around that mid to low 50s, and then there was heavy winds after about 11. So water clarity, crystal damn clear. Place was clear, and there was vegetation and things that's happening. Surprisingly, though, the tournament was also won in this area by NC Bassin, and the pattern that he had, I'll just, his video is up. I'll let you guys just watch that. It was a really great win for him on the Queen City side. On the CKA side, Jonathan Sawyer won, and I think CKA has their video. What's up, Mac? I think CKA has the video up on their YouTube on what his winning strategy was. He was also on this lake, but we could pick any of the lakes on the Yakin chain for this tournament series. I practiced on Tuckertown, and I did not get the bites that I didn't get any bites on Tuckertown. So I opted to either go to High Rock or Badin, and then I decided to go to Badin late. And I'm happy I did. I think I finished the tournament 23rd, middle of the pack, 23rd out of 50 something. So that was all right. But just to go over strategy here, Badin normally has docks, crystal clear water, and it has like a little emerging vegetation all around some of the bank lines. So that was my strategy, was just to wing it, junk fish, and figure it out. Tuckertown was not it, and so the idea was run a buzzbait, run a flapping frog, and try to finesse a little bit with a drop shot. So initially we launched here at Whippoorwill Camp. Was it Campgrounds? Yeah, the Whippoorwill boat ramp, and we proceeded to head south. I think we finished our day somewhere around here and went back. But did we go this way? I think we did. Yeah. We ended our days out here. This is where the majority of the good fish were caught too. Now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah. So we came all the way out and we ran around some islands. We did go back here in this little creek, but a lot of the good fish were still sitting out here on Main Lake, which was pretty dope. Our first fish, I think, came like 4 hours in, and we were on the backside of this island on a drop shot. I did notice that me fishing the bank, I wasn't getting anything that I would like, so I kind of fished off the bank, probably like 20 yards away from the bank, and I just threw a drop shot out, and I got hit. Then we come down here a little bit further down. There was a laydown somewhere here, and I threw the drop shot again on the outside of the laydown, and I got bit again. Those were the two fish I got there. Went on a dry spell, and we had a conversation in stream chat about a spinnerbait. I can't remember exactly where I was, but I was explaining that spinnerbait ain't working. I don't know. And I was just saying, like, it just hasn't been working. Chatterbait hasn't been working, but I picked up the spinnerbait somewhere around this area, I believe. And lo and behold, yeah, it was definitely somewhere over here. We were talking in stream. It was on the laydown, and I think my biggest fish came out of there, which was like a 17 and some change. Yeah, what's up, Infurious? After that, we locked the spinnerbait in, and then we got our next two fish over here, and then we followed this this area back here, and I didn't get too much. I turned around at some point, and then we head back. But we ended the day, like I said, somewhere in the 23rd, and biggest thing I learned from this tournament, which I wasn't also happy about, is that I needed more time on the water. I needed to practice. The Yakin chain has never been very good to me. Last year I came in second on Tuckertown. That was a good finish, but it was definitely due to water being down, and I've actually practiced and found a pattern for the Tournament of Champions last year. So okay, I thought one of my dogs was crying. But Yeah, it was just something that I wasn't proud of my practice time, but I was definitely happy with my results. I do. It does suck that I wish I could have found something different earlier or figured out something a little bit earlier, but it just wasn't. It wasn't my tournament, and I had to accept that one. No, small waters. This is just the image. The water is crystal clear now. We haven't had a lot of rain, so a lot of the water in North Carolina is crystal clear. This is just an old image through Google Maps. But so that is how that day went. And that is how that one went. So I'm not going to harbor on that one too long. Like I said, NC Basson posted a video on his success. If you guys watched the video, I think he caught his biggest fish somewhere around this island, and he said, "Oh, I gotta be quiet. Somebody's behind me." I'm that person behind him. So I think he caught it over here, and we just passed each other. Yeah, it was on this bank line. Was it on that bank line? Might have been on this one. No, it was on that bank line. It was either on that. It was here. It was here. It was here. I'm sorry. It was on this bank line, and I just crossed to fish this island. So yeah, he caught one here, and then when I came back around the island, I fished this side, and I caught my first fish out here, and I caught my second fish somewhere out here. But nonetheless, it was a fun tournament. I didn't like the rain, but I did like the bite. The once the spinnerbait bite was like really locked in, it was really good. I caught multiple fish back to back. I don't think I was able to get a cull, but I felt pretty competitive for that one. But all in all, it was a good tournament for a lot of people. A lot of people did really well. So that ends for the Lake Tillery Bass Qualifier. Oh, the Bassmaster Championship, Bassmaster Kayak Championship this year is going to be on Lake Murray. So if you won this one, I think we had 40 or a high 30 amount of people that registered for the bass one. So the top 30 could go, or 3%. So 3 people were able to go to, or going to be able to represent North Carolina in the Lake Murray tournament, which is pretty dope. If there are any other qualifiers nearby, I'll probably try to go for it, but I don't know. I'll have to figure it out and get gooder. All right, let's see. Is that updated? Why is it not updated? Uh-oh. Oh, because it's on pause. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Sorry, everybody. I got distracted with my own thing. All right, where else were we? All right, let's get over to... Where else did we go? We went over to the Kayak Adventure Series. So, take a step over to the west. The northwest. For the New River. So this event's called the New River Revival. It was up in Virginia. Pretty far west. If I can find the New River. I'm just blindly looking for it, so don't mind me. Should be around here somewhere. All right. Max Meadows, there it is, Pulaski. All right. So this event was on the New River, and it was also the waters that were available were Claytor Lake, the New River in its entirety. So I think our bottom boundary was somewhere down here, but you could get into any water that connected to the New River from the river. And then same thing up here, past Claytor Lake, you can fish any of the water connected to the New River heading into like all the way into West Virginia if you were that bold. But all in all, that was the water that we could fish for the event, which is pretty cool. Oh, I lost it again. Where'd it go? What the heck? Oh, there it is, Pulaski. All right, so this is a really dope tournament. So day one, we had a campsite over here at Gatewood, and this is eventually where we fish. But practice was amazing. 12 fish. Our last 3 were like a 4.5, a 4, and then like a 3, which was really, really good. back here in this area, and we'll explain that in a little bit. I'll bring up the images and stuff. And then we practice over at the Claytor Lake Dam. Where was that? Let's see, satellite. We fished right here. We tried this one right here at the Claytor Dam boat ramp. I kind of wish I would have gave it more time and went down here, but it is what it is. I really wasn't, I didn't really feel like fishing the river, and then we definitely came back here to the Little River Dam and checked that out for a bit, and that was pretty dope. I wish I would have knew that there was a Little River Dam launch here. That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I didn't, damn, there's actually a launch, crazy launch back here too. Huh. Well, now you know. I don't think the Little River was in effect because it was a dam. It was dammed from the new river, so that doesn't count. That's out of bounds. But then we checked Claytor Lake, and I think we came to this area right here, and we checked this bank line and a little bit around the corner, and we caught nothing. It was trash, but it is what it is. I wasn't really feeling it because I knew that I had something special over at Gatewood, and Gatewood was what was special. Funny thing about this though, Gatewood is down probably 20 feet, so everything that you guys see here, 20 feet down, this creek channel doesn't exist anymore. It's all dry, and it stops. I think everything stops around like this area right here. Like everything all the way up to here is like pretty much mud and dry land heading all the way back here. But everything here was money. This is where all the good big fish congregated, especially right here on this bank line. So before I even get into that, water temperature in that area was 62 to about 64. It fluctuated because we had a cold front come in that Wednesday after practice. And then everything started warming up Thursday evening and Friday. Friday it was really, 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 really warm. Let's see. On day one, which was a Friday, because Kayak Adventure Series works on Friday from 3 to 7:45. Saturday from I want to say it was like 7 to 3. But yeah, it was a really good tournament, and a lot of the fish were here. I was on a wind-blown chatterbait bite, and I was fishing grass flats with a 3/16 ounce OSP metal blade jig, or bladed jig. That's their version, and it was really good. It was a bluegill spawn. It was a bluegill bite. The bass were sitting outside of bluegill beds, and on flats where bluegill spawned. On Friday, I did notice like they were super shallow and they weren't committing to anything I was throwing. Until the wind blew, I was able to get on these flats out here and throw between where the flat met the creek channel, and I was running that. So that's what I found in practice, and that's what I found during tournament time. My teammate Hank, I think he wanted to fish this bank line where we camped at, but then he went back into these coves. These coves had a lot of fish, like 15, 16 inchers, and they were pretty much cut up though. So like all the way till about here is water. Everything else was dry, and I want to say back here, like it stopped somewhere around here because I do not remember there even being a creek channel. So I want to say water back here died out around this area, and which was really, really crazy. I mean, this place was dry. As explained to me, somebody in the city who controlled the damn water let out too much water. Pretty much that's how it went down. They just let out way too much water and caused an issue. So that being said, they gave us what we had. I thoroughly appreciate it because I mean the tournament was literally won here. Wasn't by me, sadly, but the tournament was won here. Chris Anderson from Ohio and his teammate like did work all through here, and I think they were more so on a finesse bite. The finesse fishing was catching the bigger fish. The moving bait fishing that I was doing, the power fishing, was catching good fish when the wind blew, but mostly catching like medium size. So I think my biggest was like an 1825. In practice, I caught a 1975 on the chatterbait, a 17 something on the chatterbait, and then on this bank line, I caught, no, it was actually on this bank line because this stuff was like super dry. None of these creek channels exist. Like it's only like this much. Like from here, you can probably go like right there, and then it's a bowl. It's so crazy how much water is missing out of there. But my biggest fish during practice was a 21 and a half, and it came off of a crankbait somewhere on one of these dried out bank lines. That was deeper. It was like about 7 feet, and I threw the crankbait down there. But I could never find that fish again during tournament time, and I couldn't find a fish that same size. I think Chris caught a 20.5 during the tournament, but that was it. But yeah, I did tell Drew Gregory, the tournament director, I said, yo, it's definitely going to be one out of Gatewood. It's setting up just like After Bay Reservoir was last year when I won, and the fish were so congregated in an area that I told him, like, there's no way that the fish aren't, like, the good fish all are going to be caught, which, I mean, they were. Chris Anderson finished the tournament with, I think, like a 94.75 or a 95 some change. Jim, his teammate, had like 90.75. I had 81.25, and my partner Hank had like an 84 or 85 point something. So all of those fish came out of this one body of water, and the gentleman I said who caught 90, 94, 95, all his fish came out of this area, and the gentleman who caught 90 and some change, all his fish came out of this area. So you can imagine this area was holding, I don't know, on a perfect day, 3 people can get 90 out of this place. That's crazy. Like, that is insane that this little area was holding 90 inches. And I mean, if you had this area to yourself and you could pick it apart, you're looking at a low, a high 90, low 100 on a good day. So really, really healthy fish. Nothing, like, none of the fish looked like they were starving or having issues with the drought. We also caught some smallmouth in here. So I'm guessing the water that comes in from this Peak Creek was also giving us smallmouth, which was pretty dope. On Saturday morning when the water was super cold, it was like a 57 degree water coming from Peak Creek into here. And this area up here was super cold. But as soon as you come like right here, it went right back to 58. By midday, everything was the same temperature. But it was really cool. Tournament was on out of there. My man whooped him. I think he caught him on Wacky Rig, and I think his partner was using the Neko Rig. So, good job on them. Great job on that. But it is what it is. I really wish I would have adapted and figured that out a lot faster. My loss is their gain. They never practiced for the area. They didn't have any idea what the area was happening in the area. I should have really looked at my practice and what I saw was happening, because during my practice I had extremely heavy winds and the water was slightly dirty. From Wednesday all the way to Friday afternoon, that water was crystal clear and there was no wind for like the first 3 hours of the 4.5 or 4 hours and 3/4. So I did all my damage literally in the last hour and a half, beating up fish on the flat when the wind started blowing. If I would have paid attention to all of my details during practice, I think I would have been better suited for game day on Friday to slow down. But what also messed that up was my first 15 minutes. I threw a top water and I hooked up to a fish and I lost it. And that put me on the mindset that they're hitting top water. They weren't. That fish was the only one hitting top water. B-Chef. Banjo Middle, only lure anyone needs. I hear you. Banjo Minnow, Weightless Fluke definitely are top of the list. Banjo Minnow was ahead of his time. Me and T always talk about it. But yeah, I don't think the Banjo Minnow would have helped me too much in this scenario. I think I would have needed a worm, unless I'd used, I think they had a 4-inch Banjo Minnow. If I would have had that one in a bluegill color or just a green pumpkin, it might have worked. But I didn't have any of those. If you got a link for some, go ahead and DM me. I'll try them out. But so that was pretty much the tournament. We ended the tournament in 20th. right outside the money. No. Two, yeah, right outside the money. No. I think 18th, which was Hank. Hank was right on the money line. So 18th place got money, and I came in 20th out of 90. So definitely not a bad placement, but not where I wanted to be based off of the fish that I saw and the fish that could be caught there. So I was disappointed to an extent. I didn't perform the way I should have, and definitely did not adapt the way I should have. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. I'm JP, good lure though. I'm JP, meaning I'm Japan. I'm in Japan. But yeah. Or I'm Japanese, I get you. I'm Japanese, good lure though. Yeah. So, I'm just playing. My bad. So yeah. Going forward, I think the next tournament we have, our next tournament will be Santee Cooper for Bassmaster Kayak Series. All registered, and we have an Airbnb. We'll probably be there from Wednesday. And tournament is Saturday and Sunday, so that should be pretty fun. I don't know if you guys watch the Bassmaster. Yeah, literally. Smash. They paid 19 spots. No, they paid 18 spots. They paid 18 spots. 20, I think spots 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23 got out of the money prizes. So we get a Guardian Angel token. But we all, and I did say, I'm sorry, I did discredit something. Me and my partner Hank, we finished 4th in teams. Yo, facts, coffee, facts. I wholeheartedly agree. I agree to that one, coffee. Team tournament, we finished 4th, and we got a check. We got 150. So I got my entry fee back. So I mean, it's a win. We got money. So I can't be too mad. I'm just disappointed in my performance. So great placement, great event, had tons of fun. But from what I saw, what I caught in practice, I thought I had another W. And guess what? I did not have another W. I did not adapt. Last year I adapted very well. This year I did not adapt at all on Friday. And I did not take that same energy of adaptation into Saturday. But I was able to consistently catch fish Saturday compared to Friday. When in doubt, throw the glide bait, dude. I really think, and like now looking at it, they probably would have at least T-boned it a couple times, but I don't think the glide bait would have kept those fish in that spot. You know what I mean? Like if one good fish ate the glide bait, I think I scare everything off the flat, and I have to reset the flat. Like I have to come back every 45 minutes. So yes, I do agree. I definitely should have thrown an actual slow moving glide bait. It might have changed the thought process. No, little guy. So the problem with the little guy, it doesn't float. No, I can probably run it really fast. No. I would need a floating. I would have needed a floating swim bait or a subsurface swim bait with a nice glide to it, and it had to go slow. They did not want too many. Yeah. No, the reaction strikes were only on the flat when the wind was blowing. For the majority of the time, they wanted something on the bottom, slow moving. The guy who won was pretty much only throwing a wacky rig and a fluke. Only time he threw the fluke is when the wind blew or they were schooling, and only everything else he was always throwing either a wacky or a Nico. Like my man was only worming. The popper though was working on any protected wind area. I did get 2 fish on the same hook of the popper, so that was really good. So yeah, it was a good event. I wish I would have did better. That's my takeaway from it. I think if I would have slowed down on Friday, knowing that in that hour I wasn't getting a bite, to switch up and throw like a Nico, because I had a Nico tied on. I think that would have been better. The schoolers, if I would have paid more attention and probably through the fluke, that probably would have been better. But it is what it is. Maybe Mac. That wasn't anything I practiced with, so it wasn't going to be something I was going to throw. For these fish, it might have worked. And the only things I had on me that would replicate that were going to be the Z-Man, whatever they're called, fuzzy nuggets. So, but hindsight, Santee Cooper's next. That's going to be at the end of the month, the last 2 days, and we're going to figure that place out. Practice is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, half a day practice Friday because we got to do check-in, and then tournament Saturday, Sunday. I can't really talk too much about Santee because of the information rule, but I mean, you guys saw the Bassmaster. What did pretty well there. We already got a whole bunch of quickie baits on order. Hopefully the dock bite stays on. There's some places that I would like to check that I saw Polnick in, but he didn't fish. He didn't fish like everybody else. So I don't know how many people followed up behind Polnick on that dock bite in that cove or that arm that he was in. Because if nobody followed up on those docks like Johnston did, then we might have a lot more fish bites. But the problem is that area, that whole area of the lake's going to be hot because of the Bassmaster. So I might have to find something different. I don't plan on trying to find something different. I'm already situated in thought process that I might be fishing in the crowd, and I have to kind of take it slow and methodical. But we'll get there when we get there. I do want to practice a dock bite, and I do want to find a good eelgrass grass flat, which I think I can find some in the top side of what's that, Marion? What's that? Which one is that? I think Moultrie is the lower, Marion is the top, right? Yeah, and top of Marion. So look forward to that one. Practice, like I said, will be that Wednesday. What is that? That's next Wednesday, next 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that'll be the tournament for the end of the month. Greatly appreciate you guys coming out to watch the stuff, talk some fishing. But I didn't want to take up too much time for post Dangl clarity because it's post Dangl clarity. Just want to do a recap, get my thoughts out, make sure I have some kind of material and things to refer to going in the future. But man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever y'all are at. Oh, shoot, I forgot. We just got a new partner. We'll be representing Game Reaper baits this year. I completely forgot. I got back from Kayak Adventure Series, and I hit my buddy up, Bass and Through, in regards to just getting some stuff situated for Santee. And I know Game Reaper Baits has the Oscar because we were talking about quickies and everything that was winning at Bassmaster. But Game Reaper Baits is going to be our new partner. They'll be sending me a box of baits. Hopefully it'll be here. If not this week, it'll be here next week before the tournament, and we'll be heading to Bassmaster, representing them, and a new partnership. So it's pretty dope. I still have to, get comfortable and figure out, how I can help them. But as of right now, they said they'll help me, and that's all. I greatly appreciative of an opportunity like this. So, we have a plastic sponsor partner for this year. I couldn't see that coming. It was dope. I like some of the things in their lineup, and they know I do because I've talked highly about it last year, and them setting me up to be on their team this year is amazing. So I definitely look forward to all the stuff we can do with their plastics, and I will probably show them off or make some videos in regards to that. I know Rick wants to make a couple of videos, and a couple of guys on the team already talked to me about going fishing and in making content for for them. So it's dope. I'm super ecstatic. So yeah, you guys be on the lookout for that content and those promos. But for the most part, man, y'all have a great night, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys and gals are. Once again, I appreciate all the love and support, man. You guys helped me so much this last like month and a half traveling and fishing. So I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all. If I get out this week, you'll see me then. But depending on how things go, I should take a break and rest, but we'll figure it out. I'll see y'all next time I'm on the water. Y'all be good, be safe, and yeah, talk to y'all later.
Chosen made it.